Imagine your app runs fine with 20 users. Then one day, 10,000 people hit it at once. It falls over, not because of bad hardware, because of how the server handles connections. A connection is not a request. When a browser talks to a server, it opens a channel first. That's the connection. Requests travel through it, one after another, and the channel stays open even when nothing is happening. In the late 90s, servers handled this with one thread per connection. New visitor, new thread. 10,000 visitors. 10,000 threads. Each thread needs its own stack, even trimmed down. That's roughly a megabyte. 10,000 threads is 10 gigabytes of RAM before the server has done a single second of real work. Then there's the CPU. A core runs one thing at a time. To fake parallelism, the OS keeps switching between threads, saving one thread's state, loading the next. At 10,000 threads, the CPU burns most of its cycles just swapping context, not serving anything. This has a name, the C10K problem. 10,000 concurrent connections, one server, falling apart. An engineer named Igor Sisoev ran into exactly this at Rambler, the Russian search portal, and built Nginx to solve it. The waste in the old model is that a connection spends almost its entire life doing nothing, waiting for the client to send something, waiting for a disk, waiting for the network. And the whole time, its thread is locked to it, unable to help anyone else. Nginx flips this. It uses a small number of worker processes, normally one per CPU core. And each worker handles thousands of connections at once, but it only spends time on the ones that actually have something to do. When Nginx starts, a master process reads the config, opens the network ports, and forks off the workers. The master does almost nothing after that. No request ever touches it directly. The workers are separate processes, each running independently, each pinned to one CPU core, which is deliberate. One worker per core means the OS almost never needs a context switch between them, so the worker just runs. Here's the key question. With one worker watching thousands of connections, how does it know which ones need attention without checking every single one? It doesn't check them. It asks the kernel to. The mechanism on Linux is called epoll. The worker keeps two things, an interest list and a ready list. When a new connection comes in, the worker registers it once with epoll _CTL. That adds it to the interest list, telling the kernel, watch this one for me. From then on, the kernel does the watching. The moment data shows up on any of those connections, the kernel adds that connection to the ready list. The worker itself runs one loop for its entire life. It calls epoll wait, which asks the kernel, what's ready? If the ready list is empty, the worker just blocks right there. No CPU burned, no pulling in a circle. The moment something's ready, the kernel wakes it up. The worker reads it, handles it, sends the response, and calls epoll wait again. That loop is the event loop, and it's why one process can juggle thousands of idle connections without breaking a sweat. But this design has a real weak spot. Everything in that loop is sequential. If the worker gets stuck on one connection, everyone else waits behind it. Say a user requests a large video file sitting on a slow disk. On Linux, a normal disk read is a blocking call. The worker asks for the data and just sits there until the disk delivers it. While it waits, every other connection assigned to that worker is stuck, even something as simple as serving a small JavaScript file. Nginx's fix for this is thread pools, added in version 1.7.11. When a request needs a slow blocking operation, a disk read, a send file, writing a temp cache file, the worker doesn't do it itself. It hands the task to a background thread from a thread pool and immediately goes back to its event loop, serving everyone else. When the thread finishes reading the file, it signals the worker, and on the next pass through epoll wait, the worker picks up the result and ships it out. Benchmarks from the Nginx team showed this can boost throughput up to 9 times under a mixed load of fast and slow requests. Cloudflare later found the same idea applies even to the open call itself, since looking up a file's location on disk can silently block just as long as reading it. So they extended the thread pool offload to cover that too. One nuance worth knowing. On Linux, this thread pool trick only kicks in when Nginx would otherwise be blocked waiting on the actual disk. If your working set fits in RAM, the OS page cache serves those files straight from memory, and there's no blocking to offload in the first place, which is why most Nginx setups never need to touch this setting at all. Last piece, Nginx by itself doesn't run your application code. It's a reverse proxy. It takes the incoming request, opens its own connection to your backend, Node, Python, whatever, forwards the request, waits for the response, and relays it back to the client. Because it already sits in front of all your traffic, that same position lets it act as a load balancer, splitting requests across multiple backend instances using strategies like round robin, least connections, or IP hash. So the full picture, a master process that does almost no work, a handful of worker processes pinned one per core, each running an epoll-driven event loop that only spends CPU on connections that actually have data, and a thread pool sitting behind it to catch the one case, blocking disk I/O, that the event loop can't handle gracefully on its own. That's how one Nginx instance holds open tens of thousands of connections that would take down a thread per connection server before it even started doing real work.